Our next set of finalists, Team Time Travelers. They formed the perfect synergy that has made teamwork a breeze on their journey to become this year's finalists. Let's see what they have got in store for us.
Bangladesh, a country thriving on agriculture, has 87% of the rural households depending on agro-worker income. Yet, the heart of this sector, the farmers, are sufferers of underpay, toxic middleman culture, and the catastrophe of frequent natural disasters. Their plight intensifies with the seasonal drought they experience every year. The northwestern region of Bangladesh is facing gradual declination in groundwater level and arid soil. Crops worth 1,800 million taka is being lost every year. What could be the possible solution of farming under such conditions of no water, extremely high temperature, and arid soil? The solution lies in moringa, a drought-resistant multi-purpose plant. It can grow in huge quantities and has high nutritional and medicinal value. This makes moringa a highly lucrative plant which can be used across multiple industries. It has a growing demand in food supplement and cosmetic value chains. For this reason, the other countries are gravitating to this promising market. However, the reality of Bangladesh is quite different. The reality of Bangladesh indicates that this market is an extremely niche one. There is no widespread demand for food supplements in our local market. To export these products, we need to meet the strict standards set by international buyers. For this reason, even if we're maintaining the highest quality, there is a lot of chance that our products will be discarded. However, there's one quality of moringa that has a huge demand in Bangladesh. That is purification of water. Just 1.5 gram of powdered moringa seed can purify 10 liters of water. Multiple researchers have shown that moringa powder can filter out 99% of impurities and is highly efficient in meeting the drinking water requirement set by World Health Organization. How is this relevant to the case for Bangladesh? Access to safe and pure drinking water has always been a problem in this country. Especially for being a flood-prone country, the water sources are regularly contaminated. The slum dwellers, owing to poor urban planning, and the marginalized communities all across Bangladesh do not have fresh water supply and cannot afford the luxury of water filters. This takes a toll on their health and spreads waterborne diseases. To combat this problem, we present to you Aquamori, powdered moringa seeds to be used for water filtration in the form of sachet. Our one sachet can purify 10 liters of water. That is, it serves a drinking water requirement of one person for 3 days. And the best part, it costs only 3 taka. The other competitors in the market are either too expensive, or the most commonly used product, Fitgiri, has chemical side effects. Aquamori is organic, effective, and economic. We created the product keeping the flood-affected and the lower-income communities in mind. It can be used in emergency and disaster relief, military missions, and by thousands of NGOs all across Bangladesh. Apart from this, we have detected a huge market I'm sure all of us can relate to. Let's take a look at our activation video and find out the untapped commercial market for our product.
Dhaka city is home to 500,000 food hawkers and street carts. Most of these hawkers reuse water without any kind of purification. It is financially impossible for food cart owners to buy gallons of fresh water every day. What's the consequence? Thousands of people eating fuchka, chotpoti, lemonade are falling victim to waterborne diseases. If reusing water is the only feasible option, why not do it in a safer, cheaper and cleaner way? Introducing Aquamori. Aquamori ashar naam Shuddha Panir Alpo Dam. We teamed up with Azad Bhai, your average food hawker, and renovated his cart for a day. We stepped into his shoes to see if Aquamori can work its magic in attracting customers. To activate our product, we visited 5 locations in Dhaka city and propagated our message by distributing leaflets, demonstrating our product concept, and conducting market research. We even interacted and played fun games with people where the winners were served free food from Azad Bhai's cart. From the overall activation, we got to know about the reaction to this product.
3 টাকা মাত্র 3 টাকাতে 4 দোকানে এক গ্লাস পানির দাম 2 টাকা।
10 লিটার পানি দিয়ে আমরা 3 টাকা দিয়ে পাইতেছি। আর গ্যাসের চুলা আমাদের রাখতে তো 1 ঘন্টা লাগে।
আমার কাছে ভালো লাগছে এই কারণে যে প্রোডাক্টটা অর্গানিক।
কারণ পানিটাই তো মেন, জীবনই তো পানি। কারণ পানিটা ছোট বড় সবাই এটা পরিষ্কার পরিচ্ছন্নতা রাখতেই হবে। আবার আমি যে ব্যবসাটা করি, মনে করেন ব্যবসাটা জনগণে খায়, ছোট বড় সবাই এসে খায়। এটা যদি পরিষ্কার পরিচ্ছন্নতা থাকে, সবাই একটা ভক্তি করে আসে। লাইনে যদি পানির ডিস্টার্ব থাকে বা পানির ভিতরে ময়লা আসে, এটা তো আমরা পরিষ্কার করি।
While we had the privilege to take care of Azad Bhai's cart, we couldn't do the same for the very place he lived in.
মানে জন্য কেউ কিছু খাইতে পারে না, না তরকারি দিতে পারে, না কিছু করতে পারে না, মুখ দেওয়া যায় না। আমরা বাইরের থেকে টোকায় যেয়ে পানি আনি না, তারপর খাই।
Though the current situation is deplorable, we see a ray of hope in changing the status quo. Aquamori has the potential to serve these people fresh water and bring a smile on the face of millions of Azad Bhais across Bangladesh.
We believe you are convinced about the potential of Moringa. Now, let us discuss our execution plan. Our execution plan will have 3 steps: cultivate, process, and market. Now, where are we going to cultivate our crops? These are some of the areas where we are planning to cultivate, like Rangpur, Dinajpur, Naugaon, Rajshahi, Jaipurhat, Nabganj, and Bogura. The reason for this is that these places have severe flood, meaning warm weather, which is ideal for cultivating moringa, and these places are less prone to flood. Now, to know our farmers better, we have visited Atibhal village and talked to them and got some key insights. Our insights have shown us that we have to work with large cooperatives and large farmers because of opinion leadership and because they have more control over the resources. However, there are small farmers with smaller lands who are unable to cultivate moringa because of a higher opportunity cost. But they have unused land in their homestead. This can be used by women to cultivate moringa. Planting just 20 moringa trees can give them an output of a whopping 3,000 taka per month. This will add an additional income to the family, and the woman will be financially independent. Here's the detailed cultivation timeline, as you can see. From up until February, we're going to select and prepare our land. We'll sow our seeds in March, and by June, the leaves will bloom, which can be cultivated monthly, and at the end, in October, we'll be able to harvest our seeds. Now for the processing plan, our factory will have 3 kinds of... Our factory will be located in Naugaon, specifically in Mahadevpur, because it is less prone to flood, and it will work as a central hub for the time when we expand to the other locations. Our factory will have 3 kinds of machine: a seed grinding, a leaf grinding, and a packaging machine. With a factory area of 7,000 square feet, we're looking at producing 14.4 million sachets every year. For the parts processing, we will process our seeds to make Aquamori, our star product. However, we understand the potential of leaves, so we will process it and sell it for cash cow profits. For the other parts, like the bark and the gum, we will actually outsource it to pharma companies, while the flowers and the roots will be sold in vegetable markets. As for our value chain, we will cultivate our crops through large holders and homestead. It will be sourced directly to our factory in Noga. Right here, the seeds will be processed into Aquamori, which will be sold in commercial markets, while the leaf will be processed and sent to other companies like Khas Food through vertical partnership. And as for distribution, ACI Logistics will help us to distribute our product countrywide.
Now for the marketing and distribution, we as Hope Foundation are initiating a project called Bij Buni Jibon Bachai. This literally translates our plan of transforming and saving millions of lives through the very seeds that we are planting. This program is essentially a crop-to-consumer model that we like to term as a seed-to-sachet program. And this program will have 2 ends. Firstly, marketing our seeds to the farmers, and then distributing our sachets to the defined target groups. Now, let's start with marketing our seeds. We are going to hire rural project agents who are going to conduct relevant activities in an attempt to convince our target farmers. In order to know what sort of activities do work and are effective, we reached out to these farmers and interviewed them firsthand. And we got to know that these people are reached effectively when we use word of mouth. However, when this word of mouth is initiated by influential people like Union Parishad Chairman or Upojela Krishi officers, this strategy is much more effective. So now that we have gathered up the influential farmer families, we now have the potential to organize village panchayat and agri workshops where we will initiate our seed to sachet program. In this very workshop, we are going to communicate the farmers' return on investment, provide them with training and assistance, and finally demonstrate the potential for Aquamarine products. Just think about the potential of the impact that this program will have on the farmers and on their families. For example, take the case study of Rohim Chacha. The very seeds that he is planting is used to produce our product Aquamarine that has the potential to provide clean access drinking water to his daughter living in the coral slums of Dhaka city. Just think about the impact that this story holds, right? However, just building upon emotional touch points will not convince our target farmers, because at the end of the day, everything boils down to farmer stability and farmer security. And we initiate that by initiating a farmer loyalty program where we'll end up giving seed purchase guarantees, free fertilizer and crop support, and provide them with low interest agri-finance. Now, for the distribution of our sachets, we are going to target the B2B market where we'll aim to reach at least 5% of our local disaster relief agencies by the end of year one. We're going to partner with an international NGO like WaterAid, who has a strong presence with their climate resilience projects all over Bangladesh, and leverage government tenders to ensure year-round supply of our product on the B2B end. As for the B2C market, we're going to initiate a free sampling program and aim to reach at least 50,000 food hawkers all throughout Dhaka city by the end of year one. Now, if we condense our entire timeline into one project Gantt chart, you can see that we have divided our activities into three phases over a span of 2 years, as Tazwar has mentioned. For the finances of our project, we are expected to become a cash positive business somewhere between the year 2021 and 2022. For the return on investment, our business is generating a negative ROI of 16% in the first year, but quickly transforming into a positive ROI business of 15% by the end of the second year. We can also assess the feasibility of our project if we look at the different discount rates and the resulting positive net present values. But finally, with our allotted budget, we have successfully executed 3 activation campaigns. One involving Azad Bhai and his food cart, the other outlining our visit to the Rayar Bazar slums, and the third one is the farmer activation that took place at Atibhaul Gram at Taranagar Union.
We are an organization which is driven by the passion to do something for society. Previously, even in the best case scenario, a farmer used to earn around 1 lakh taka per year. Coming under our project, his income is going to increase by 227%. Moringa will end their cycle of poverty and bring some hope in their barren lands. The additional income from growing moringa will help the woman in being empowered. We are solving the water pollution crisis that is faced by millions of people. By the end of second year, Aquamarine will bring fresh water to around 2.88 million people. With our Seed to Sachet program, we're utilizing the potential of the deprived farmers to create Aquamarine to serve the underprivileged communities while creating positive impacts on both ends. We are meeting SDG goals and we are focusing on our current problem. Can we have 20 seconds more? We are focusing on our current problems by focusing on feasibility and sustainability. The only way we can reimagine tomorrow is by prioritizing our people and focusing on their financial and social stability. Thank you.
Very good, guys. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Good. A few questions. Number one is, the cornerstone of your argument is your ability to produce the powdered sachet for 3 taka or around that price. So how confident and how did you guys come up with this?
All right, so the cost of the product for making 1 sachet is 1.2 taka. So we considered that the price will be 3 taka with increase in 40%.
Okay. How did you guys come up with the cost of 1.2 taka?
Well, we considered the cost of purchasing the seed and the little amount of chemical that we're using, and this is how we came up with the cost of the product.
We have also considered other parameters of cost like distribution. We have other parameters like the farmer loyalty program that we're initiating. So it is accounted, the marketing costs are accounted, the logistical cost about establishing a factory, everything is taken into account. And we have shown you that in the first year, because the cost of production is so high that the ROI was negative in the first year. However, by the second year, the ROI has proved up to be a positive percentage of 15%.
I understand. Secondly, how are you getting the confidence that one sachet will clean 10 liters? Is this in existence anywhere?
Yes, sir.
Is
We would
anyone
like to
selling this internationally somewhere?
Please go on, sir.
Sorry, I was saying, how do you guys get the confidence that this actually works? That your sachet will clean 10 liters of water? Is it in existence anywhere?
Yes, the efficiency of moringa powder in treating water is actually backed by multiple research papers. Abtahi, can you please go to the slide of the moringa research?
Give me a second. Yeah.
So this is a research paper published in an international journal, and it is set in India, and it's published in 2014, which specifically focuses on the efficiency of moringa powder in water treatment industry. So Moringa oleifera is basically an eco-friendly and completely organic product which has a natural buffering capacity and does not make the water hard. So we can see that the current product that's been used in the market is aluminum sulfate, and if you see a comparison with similar dosage of moringa and aluminum sulfate, here you can see that the performance of moringa is equivalent, if not better. In fact, in eliminating the total dissolved solid, moringa's performance is better than aluminum sulfate. So it is research-backed, and it has been published in multiple international journals.
Sir, as we're speaking, currently India is on the rollout process of such a sachet-based moringa product. So that is something that is actually feasible, and it is backed up by multiple researchers. However, it's not commercialized as of yet, and we have put our own spin to the entire idea.
And to add to that, before going into execution, we plan to collaborate with the research and development team of Bangladesh Agricultural Research Institute to come up with a more finer formula for this sachet.
I would like to add something to that, like how we came up with the 3 taka per sachet. The fact is that the main part of the moringa that gives us money is actually the leaves, which we are processing and selling. So the seeds, we are actually giving the farmer more value than what it is actually worth. And with that, we are actually being able to produce in large scale of the sachets, for which the prices are actually low at 1.2 taka, because it only takes around 3 grams of powder to purify 10 liters of water. And a kilo of moringa seeds, for example, in the current market is around like 150 or 200 taka. So we're actually overpaying the farmers when it comes to the seeds. And the main cash cow is actually the leaves, which you're processing.
Okay. The other question is on setting up your production facility and your growing facility. All your model seems to be in-house. Have you thought of partnerships where you can outsource some ready partners into this?
Sir, did you mean like outsourcing the production facility for like our powder, like Aquamory?
As opposed to you three building a factory, can an existing operator grind the seeds for you, for example?
Sir, actually, we have done adequate research and found out that the machines were not that expensive to begin with. It's like $3,000 to $4,000. For example, the seed grinding. There are multiple capacities, so we have looked into that as well. A seed grinding machine has a capacity of about 100 kilograms of seed crushing per hour. So it is completely possible to set up the factory at lower prices instead of outsourcing it, because when we make it in-house, at that time we don't have to give a cut to someone else. As for the leaves, we are actually outsourcing it. Our main focus is on the Aquamory, which is our staple product. And for gaining money, what we are doing is we're actually outsourcing the leaves with which we will get our actual return. And the Aquamory is mainly for a social cause and for the benefit of the lives of the farmers.
Sir, in our slide, we have shown you that what we are planning to do with the other parts of moringa, because the moringa tree is a multi-purpose plant. So the barks have uses, the roots have uses. So the farmers just providing us with seed will not cut it for the farmer or even on our end. So what we have shown you in the plan that for the other parts like gums or roots, we are indeed outsourcing it to pharma companies, or even for the case of barks, we are giving it, we're partnering with Khas Food and Neo Farmers and giving them the major portion of the leaves and keeping the seeds for ourselves, which is used in the production of our star product, which is Aquamori.
Okay, thanks. So, a few questions from my side. I think what Safad Bhai was talking about is when you are trying to sell the benefits of water purification, have you thought about the certification process? Because that then becomes a key element of what you're trying to sell.
We are collaborating with the research and development team of Bangladesh Agriculture Research Institute to come up with a formula, and then after that we will go for BSTI certification.
Sir, and adding to that, there has been multiple research papers written back in 2013 and 2014 that have showed the effectiveness of moringa seed crushing and using it for water filtration. There has been papers already written back in 2014, which is 6 to 7 years before now. And at this current time, India is already on the verge of making something like that. So we have no doubts about the potential of this, and the efficiency of this could actually also be increased. When we mix it with PAC, polyaluminum chloride. At that time, the effectiveness becomes even more, and at that time, the purification rate will be higher, and we believe that would be enough to actually verify our product for.
Moving on to my second question, what is the size of the market for this right now? How many people, or what is the size of the industry in purchasing sachets for water purification? And what is the price of the substitutes available today?
Sir, we have looked at the price of our products and seen the size of the market. Sir, we have mentioned about our target markets, and however it is important to identify and differentiate about general water filtration and application-based water purification. This is a point of sales application-based kind of a product, and the market size for that is over $20 billion. To put this into perspective, there is a high export market for such a product in the tourism and adventure travel industry, where people are pursuing the demand for application-based water purificants. If we look at other countries, developing countries, where the access to clean drinking water is limited, we are seeing developing countries in Africa, the demand for these products are extremely high. So the export potential of our product is absolutely high as well. In our pilot plan, in order to make it absolutely feasible, we focused on the local aspect of it while identifying the international demand for it. And the size of our market is very, very large.
Okay. And my final question is, one of the key elements for you to be able to provide Aquamori at a low price is the subsidy it gets from the leaf that you sell to others such as Khas Foods and Neo Farmers. So the only thing that I would ask is, if you are harvesting the leaves at that particular frequency, how are you ensuring the output of the seeds? The leaves are the source through which nutrients, the energy of the plant is made. Where do you strike that balance?
Sir, so basically, as we have shown previously in our cultivation plan, the rate at which the leaves are growing, seeds grow once a year. So we will take adequate workshop classes and provide the farmers with the right kind of raw materials like fertilizers. So with the workshop classes, the farmers will actually be able to know exactly when to cultivate it, exactly when to put fertilizers and maintenance. So with that, we will put a focus on seed growing. At that time, the farmers will also know that exactly what to do to ensure that we have a higher amount of seed output.
If I may add to that, the demand of our product in the B2B end is very seasonal as well, because the disaster relief agencies that we're partnering with have extreme demand for such products that they usually source through government tenders at different specific times of the year. And in our plan, we have shown us how we're going to cultivate the seeds in a particular time of the month so that we're ready for rollout just in time to meet those increases in demand. However, we have also shown the cultivation plan and we are working with a sufficient amount of farmers that throughout the year we can ensure the supply of a product, because at the end of the day, aquamory as a grounded powdered seed product is non-perishable. It has high length of life. As a result, we can even look at options like storage and other facilities in order to ensure year-round supply of our product, even though leaves is the most harvestable portion of our plant.
Thank you very much.